Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hello and you're welcome by me, Daniel. So it's just me today. I'm just you can see me painting my new painting of page 11 of my book. That means I'm slowly getting through another page. I've just completed another page. You saw in the last stream that I just completed another page, which was really cool. So yeah, that's awesome. So these streams I do every week. I've been doing Tuesday streams. I've also been doing weekly tips as well. So please go check those out. Those are awesome. At the moment, I haven't had any artists in for a couple of weeks, but I've had many artists in the past, and we will still be having artists in coming in the next few weeks and such. It's just been hectic time and things like that. So anywho, today I just want to chat to you guys, just let you know a bit about maybe me and myself and what I'm getting up to, what I'm doing. So yeah, on this big project at the moment, as you saw in my last video, you saw my last video that I talked a little bit about my project and how it's going and things like that. And it's going good. That's coming along. Each week I'm producing these videos, and that takes a bit to do as well. It takes a bit of me painting it. I've got to record it while I'm painting. I've got to keep creating, keep things going as much as I can. That means my schedule's got to be quite busy with it. I've got to be able to paint as much as I can during the week. At the moment, I've got a full-time job, so I have to kind of find time in my own time, during when I get home, and also before I go to work, there's time as well. And it's always, it's always a battle to get it done, and I'm always trying to, get you guys some videos. It takes a bit of time because these paintings take roughly 3-4 hours, maybe a little bit longer than that, and that is not full-time painting. That's probably doing 3 hours, but doing that within the week or something like that. It's doing half an hour here, half an hour there. I've really got a lot of time to do it. And these days I can get a little bit distracted. Watch something. I listened to a video and it was talking about gaming, people creating these games, things like that. But they were doing like overtime, 12 hours, 14 hours, like a lot of time for 3 months, 7 days a week, and that's very hard to do. It puts your whole life on hold for 3 months while you're creating this game or whatever. I mean, some people would enjoy it for 3 months, doing that for 3 months. Some people it's just a job, and it's it takes you away from your family for 3 months. You can't really do much while you're creating. You can only do work, sleep, do work, sleep. That's all your life is at that stage when you're in that production. But also, he was also talking about in this one how, when you get burnt out and things like that, you're doing say 8 hours of work in actually 12 hours. You're doing less work for those 12 hours. So that's also a key factor in that. You really have to try to use your time wisely, and get things done within your time limits. You don't want to be sitting here in your excess time, in your time that you want to spend your family and your friends and things. so you got to focus, on the time that you do have and try and get that working. And that's a struggle because we got distractions. I mean, it's easier at work and places like that because you're getting paid for it. So it's like, well, all I have to do is do these 8 hours a day and get it. You know, um, but actually sit there and do work rather than get distracted and do other things. And so you're like in the office till late. You gotta really get things done. I mean, for my job, I just pick, so it's pretty good. It's something that is more. I can't really get distracted per se. It's just the amount of things I do per. I can just I just walk around and put things into my trolley and then go pack it up afterwards. So it's just a routine thing that I just keep on doing. It's not something that, um, I could have a little break playing games and then it's like, well, then I do a little bit of painting. And then it's like, well, okay, we'll do some research here. It's something that you just keep on going along and do what you need to do, kind of a thing. Which is, that's a helpful experience for me to do that as well. Um, I mean, you can learn things from all sets of life, whether it's from, a standard job or a standard 9 to 5 job, or if it's a from doing all these sorts of things, and family life and all those things. You definitely, it all comes into play with your work and how you approach it, and the way that you work and things like that. It all, and scheduling and things like that. It's something I promote, is scheduling. It's hard to do, especially when if you're single and got nothing on. It's easy, but it still can be a struggle because you want to do so many other things. You want to do this and that, and but if you're a family, it's much harder. But it's doable. It's just a manage of you gotta manage your time with you and your family. You gotta manage your time. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos lately. A few Bobby Chill. I keep up with him. Um, Also the ones that I mentioned in one of my YouTube videos, that I mentioned 10 YouTubers to watch. Yeah, one of them was I can't remember his name. I don't remember his name. But he's awesome YouTuber slash entrepreneur. Roberto Blake. His awesome art and photography, and talks a lot about YouTube, how to make good YouTube videos and keep audiences and build a business and things like that, which is really helpful for me. What I want to do is obviously to grow this YouTube channel, and I'd like to, because I've got heaps of magnets, I'd like to sell those magnets, and sell more prints and things like that. I've got some things I'd like to do. I mean, I'd like to create characters for people, but at the moment, I've got this project going on, the YouTube project slash, also my book that I'm creating, and personal projects that I like to keep on. So that's all I've kind of got time for. On top of everything else, I can't take on others projects unless it was something that I could record for YouTube to keep it going. Just because this project is the one I want to keep going. Yeah, it's a big project, and it's been very ambitious lately. Try and keep it going. I've had some pre-recorded video that went up last week, and this week it's a little bit later this week, but you know, I still had it gone. You know, unfortunately I would have had an artist, but things happened, you know, and that happens every now and again. Sometimes there's an artist that something comes up, or maybe that, you know, we get the time zone wrong, or you know, get the time wrong, or yeah, something happens, and it's like, oh well, what do I do? I've got to keep these streams going, and yeah, that's what happens. You know, I do these streams, still, regardless if I have an artist or not. I really do want an artist in these streams, but most of the time, what happens is I can't get one in sometimes. You know, that happens. I mean, people are busy. A lot of artists are busy doing their own thing, and you know, keeping their career alive. And also, some people, obviously, after work, all they want to do is spend time with kids, and then weekend also is with family and things like that. So that's very hard to find time. I mean, 45 minutes is a really big time, or 40-ish minutes is a big time to spend on something like this. Awesome. Thanks for coming in. Hyperspace Beast. Yeah, so I stream on Twitch, I stream on YouTube. Yeah, I do get issues with buffering, and issues with you know, sometimes I have also, that happens too, is sometimes the artists I talk to, because they're away from different countries, we have very interesting things happen during streams, so that can be fun to deal with. But yeah, it's a thing that I keep building on. If you want to, you can always just watch this on YouTube. I post this on YouTube. Yeah, check out my channel. I've got so many good artists on there. I've had Evan and Munson, which he is awesome. He was an awesome guy to chat to. I've also had Devin Cadiley. He was an awesome artist too. I really enjoyed talking to him about Spyro, you know, because Spyro was, you know, my jam back in the day. Remember playing that game and just loving it. And you know, I had a PS1 and I didn't have a lot of, I don't think I had a memory card at that time, or I had like not much of a memory card, and I was playing the game and there was like no memory card to save Spyro, so you just had to play it through until I got to a. And then what happened is the PS2 ended up turning off for some reason, or PS1, and boom, it's like, oh no, yeah, I got really upset because, you know, my game, I'm pretty sure I got pretty far in it, and I couldn't save it, and I lost it, you know, but that's okay, you know. I got upset, but hey, I got through it. You know, eventually we got another disc, and yeah, I played the game, clocked it. I think even when I was, you know, a later teen, like 12 or 13, I clocked it again. You know, I did all the original Spyros, and I did like all the old PS1's game that I did have. Like, I had like Medieval, I had all sorts of games that I just sat there and clocked one holidays, you know, one game after another until it was clocked, which was a good time in my life, you know, just spending time playing games. You know, that's what I was a kid, just you know, most of my time was spent on pretty much coming home and playing games, and after that kind of went away, you know, I was starting to get more serious about Outlook. I still like to draw and create stuff. I created stuff with Lego, Bionicle Lego stuff. I created my own creatures and monsters and things with Lego and Bionicles, which was kind of like Lego, but they had like clippy parts to them and everything. yeah, so that was, that was my creative outlet, was that kind of thing. So, I wasn't seriously drawing until I was like 14. I quite liked that, creating stuff and things like that. But, I knew I wasn't that great and things like that, and I didn't know it was for me at that point. But when I got to 14, I definitely, it became, well, somewhere around there, it became something I really wanted to be able to draw all the time, create things, create characters, created an album cover, and that's led me to children's books. I love animals, I love drawing animals, and just creating what I can. It's always been a challenge. It's a skill that I've grown up with. I've felt like there are times that in my life, as a young kid, that I still like to draw every now and again. When I was in like second year of intermediate, obsessed with dragons. I still love dragons, but I was really obsessed with dragons, trying to draw them and try to create these worlds and things. So I pretty much wrote my own kind of stories in a way. Always had a wild imagination. I've always kind of created these worlds and things in my head. So that has helped and getting where I am today, which is cool. Yeah, but I keep going with this. I'm keeping this YouTube channel. I'm trying to keep it going. Each stream is a new stream, and yeah, every artist I have in is really awesome, which is great. Sometimes I do go back and may get them in again sometimes. Sometimes I just go chat with them if I like. It's awesome, and that's something you gotta do too, is reach out to artists out there. Sometimes, I mean, it doesn't matter which level. Sometimes, reach out to the ones you kind of admire. But if you have some kind of artists that are maybe the same kind of level as you or something like that, it's great to get a hold of them too. Because you can learn things from them. You can teach them things, which will make you learn things as well when you teach them. So there's all sorts of things that comes out of it. Whether you join groups, Facebook groups, DeviantArt groups, anything, it's really helpful. That thing about that I was saying before about spending, if you're going to put 8 hours in, spend 8 hours of actually working, is really important to get your head around. Otherwise, you'll be spending like 12 hours of work to do 8 hours of work. And that's a bad rut to get into. I definitely get into those ruts. It happens, but I'm trying to get it working. At the moment, I was trying to get at least 2 or 3 videos done, so that I have a few weeks of backup just in case. But that gets harder and harder to do. Just keeping up is a challenge in itself. So doing more than what I need to is, it's very challenging. It is doable. I've done it before. Obviously with more time, but it is possible. It's all that, sometimes, sorry about the yawning, but sometimes you can actually do quite a lot, in 3 hours. And other times you can do quite nothing in 8 hours. If I really utilize what time I've got properly, I can really get more done. And I get that hour of drawing at work, So that's quite helpful. You know, I get to draw animals. Sometimes I might spend drawing on this project. You know, I was drawing some of the ideas for this page at the work and trying to get that all right. Which is helpful because then I don't have to do it later on. I can just do it in those 3 hours that I get to do this. You know, take photos of those drawings, put them on Photoshop, and then, you know, start painting. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is part 1 of page 4. We're about halfway through. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. Yeah, and it's awesome because in a lot of videos, you know, I don't get to chat a lot. A lot of time the artists do chat more than me, usually. But in the end, it's been all good. I've had a lot of awesome artists in, and I do get to say some awesome stuff sometimes and talk to them about some interesting topics. Yeah, which is cool. You know, some of them do, you know, because I'm a big fan of Bobby Chio, and some of them do, you know, have talked to him even, and you know, I had Devin Caddy Lee in like a week before. Also, Bobby Chio had him in, which was interesting. You know, know a bit about him, and then I got to know a little bit more about him in this video, which was awesome. And yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. So yeah, I use different social medias accordingly. You know, I used to use a lot of DeviantArt. I used to post on it like all the time, nearly like, you know, whenever. Sorry about that. Whenever I have a piece come out, I'd post it, even if it, you know, it wasn't that great. So that's got a lot of stuff on it. And surprisingly, it's still actually, you know, it's one of my livest channels or pages really. It gets like a couple of views a day, regardless of if I post something or not. You know, at least it never, like, it used to have like dead days and days where it would have like 10 views, days when it would have, you know, 100 views, and then days when it have no views. But now it's like, it's on a relatively, you know, 13 views-ish, you know, on estimate a day, which is interesting because I don't ever post on it, or don't, you know, I don't do much on it. I have 2 groups that I run on there. Sometimes I do some stuff on that group, and other times I do post a journal, but other than that, you know, I don't do a lot on it. So it's surprisingly that, you know, I'm not doing anything, but I'm still getting like views on that. And sometimes that, you know, feeds into some of people coming to watch the YouTube, which is really cool, or the Twitch. You know, I'm sure, you know, if I worked out what I was posting, if I had enough work to post, you know, I could really drive that channel. But yeah, it's just working out what social media works best for you. You know, there's no one right way. I mean, for artists, it's challenging finding one. You know, there are lots of different art sites like ArtStation, DeviantArt, Facebook. You can, and yeah, a lot of, and what's that one called? I forget the name of it. Instagram. Instagrams. Yeah, you can use different social medias in different ways. I use Instagram as well. I post there twice a week, Tuesday and Saturday. Sometimes I forget. If I forget, like on a Tuesday, I forget at some point. It's like Wednesday or Thursday. I'll be like, oh, okay. Like last week, I decided to post on Thursday and Friday because I couldn't post on Saturday. I was out, so it's like, well, I might as well post on Friday. Anyway, I decided to post on Thursday and Friday, those 2 days, instead of the one day. Oh, the Tuesday and the Saturday. So the Thursday morning and the Friday night. So I still got those 2 posts that week, and this week I back to Tuesday, Saturday. But yeah, if I forget, I usually try and post as soon as I remember. Like Tuesday, I'll forget Tuesday. I'll do Wednesday or Thursday if I remember. It's a hard thing to remember because it's it's just something I've started a couple of weeks back. But I'm starting to, Tuesday the day I post on Instagram. It's the day I upload my YouTube video for the Wednesday to then go. Oh yeah, upload on Tuesday to be put up on Wednesday. My weekly stream, weekly tips. Sorry. So yeah, it's an interesting day, and then yeah, I've got those 3 things to do though, and yeah, I still stream on a Tuesday usually on this channel, so I've got that going on Tuesday. Sorry guys, bit tired here. Early morning wake ups, Yeah, it's been interesting. Dealing with these projects and things like that. Awesome. So yeah, I've had some artists in lately. I've had Court Jones in, he was awesome to chat to. Yeah, he's an awesome guy. I like meeting people like that who's very happy to talk, which is awesome. I've some interesting artists that come on this channel. Some people are busy, obviously, so things happen. So here I'm working on page 11, as you can see, and I'm just slowly all over the place. Sometimes I'm working on the grass. Other times I'm just trying to work on the characters and try and get that right. Yeah, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Sometimes it's like I want to work on this character, I want to get him right. Sometimes I really focus out on just the 2 characters, and then I leave the background to last, kind of a thing. Other times I just want to delve into everything, get everything slightly done, and then finish it off at the end. It takes quite a bit of work to get it done. There's a lot of as you can see, me trying to work out the shading, trying to work out the fur, and there's also challenges like with the hedgehog there. You can see he's on an interesting angle. I haven't really delved into a lot of that angle before, so I'm surprised I pulled it off so good. There's always challenges in creating this book. That's something I can talk about, is challenges. I was saying the other day, me drawing animals all the time is not very challenging now. It's just kind of me drawing animals that I see right there and there. It's not too challenging. It's good for mileage. I'm drawing these animals and getting how to draw them in my head, and analyzing drawing them and things like that, to help me later on when I do need to use it to draw one of my characters, or draw this kind of animal like a bird, or something like drawing birds and things. But it's not very interesting challenge. It's not exactly challenging. There are more challenging things like drawing in animals that are still challenging to me. For instance, like drawing wings. I'm getting better at drawing wings, but wings is, especially feathered wings, is a hard thing. There's certain, but I can break it down now into the certain set of wing spans. There's certain different feathers that do different things in a whole set of wings. So, you know, and I don't fully understand it yet, but, you know, I'm still understanding that and growing on that. But that's one challenging thing. But at the moment, I've got not many birds or bird wings pictures with me at work, so, you know, I haven't got any challenges. So, you know, I was thinking maybe doing human anatomy again, because that's something challenging. It's always something I'm challenged with. I feel a little bit better these days with it, you know, because I've been tackling it for a little bit here and there. It's been improving. But yeah, I don't use it a lot. You know, there's a few things that I could do with drawing humans and things like that. You know, I could create an interesting book. You know, I was talking to someone on this channel about, you know, me creating a book when I was younger, and it was about this boy that kept a dinosaur in his drawer, and it got too big for the drawer, and then he kept it in a shed, blah blah blah, you know, and that, you know, obviously that includes a boy, and you know, I drew the dinosaurs in that book, and you know, my sister was drawing at that stage. She drew a couple of the human characters, and I kind of used her drawings to then, you know, create that. So I kind of, in a way, traced over her work, but changed it in the different poses and stuff that I needed. So that was helpful, having someone that kind of knew how to draw that kind of thing, where I didn't. I was, you know, drawing the dinosaur was what I was interested in. I was interested in dinosaurs and animals, so that was the thing I was learning to draw and really like drawing. I still love to draw animals and things, and it's the same. You know, humans is really you know, humans is another thing. I do like drawing them a wee bit, but it's just a struggle. So I enjoy it less, but I've enjoyed it less in the past because I haven't been able to draw it that great. But you know, now that I can draw it a bit more better, I do enjoy it a little bit more, which is great. But yeah, creating that book, you know, that means that I would have to draw humans, which, you know, I don't see why not. I can't, you know, create this book, you know, my second book in the series. That'd be awesome, another book as well to add to my work that I've done. You know, that's what I'm going for, you know, just creating my own books, whether I need a publisher or not, you know. I'm just creating what I want to, which is what I love. I love creating these works, these books and things that just pop out of my head, and the ideas that I really love to do. You know, I don't want anything to take them away. You know, these projects are the ones that I really enjoy. And that's what you should stick in your portfolio. You should stick in your portfolio projects that you like doing. You know, if it's a project that, you know, you may be technically right with it, you know, it may look great and everything, but it's not something you enjoy, then, you know, consider not putting that in your portfolio. If that's something you don't want to get hired for, per se, because you did not enjoy it. For instance, I made a rotoscopy, which is basically you trace over a video to make it into an animation, kind of a thing. And there's many ways to do it, and, you know, I did it my way. I liked the finished product, you know, and it was interesting to do, but I didn't like all the doing it, you know. It was, you know, at points it was okay, it was fun to see and come along and do the project, but at some points it was just really time consuming and sitting there. That's why I don't like animation. I don't like sitting there just moving something or creating something 3D, moving something a little bit and then creating an image, moving something a little bit and, you know, creating a scene, you know. It's a little bit boring for me per se. I mean, you know, well, it's more that it's really time consuming and yeah, it's challenging. But you know, it was fun at the time, but it's not something that I want to keep doing more and more. I mean, sure, if a job came up that it required that for me to actually animate the characters I would do it in 2D. I don't want to do it in 3D, but if I did in 2D, yeah, it would be really challenging though. Especially, I'd have to probably flatten down the textures and things to make it a bit more simple, so that you know I can get the animation done. But you know, in saying that though, I also do use a lot of, you know, animation like things in my work, you know, creating the poses, and things like that, which, you know, is a good skill to have. Because, you know, I used to, you know, obviously shy away from challenging projects and also challenging poses and things. You know, if there was a pose that I was thinking and I was like, oh, it's too challenging, I would always back down to another pose that was less challenging, you know. But now I'm not so afraid. I just go with it. If it's gonna turn out crap, it's gonna turn out crap, and just go with it. It usually doesn't anymore, you know. It turns out alright. You know, I could, you know, there are things in this pose I think I could have done better, but I feel it's alright, and I still got time to work on it. If I need to, I think it's improved from, you know, what you're seeing now to the final page. I haven't quite finished it yet. I've still got to finish this page, and I've got to continue on the next page, get that halfway done or something like that, you know. Yeah, I've had to drop again, so I've dropped this page to go to page 12, just because it's very challenging at the moment to finish this page off. I don't know what more I could do to it, basically. You know, and if I keep going, is it just going to be a lot of working on the grass and making the grass more realistic kind of a thing? I kind of just want to keep going and keep creating those little details, trying to get everything else rather than little details, alright? And then just the little details, which takes just hours of mileage and things, really. Some of that stuff. Yeah, we haven't got too long to go. You know, I want to thank you guys for coming check out this video. Come check out my Twitch or my YouTube. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Do a like, share, subscribe, everything like that. Yeah, I'll just keep pottering along, keep creating. I got a lot to do in this week. Yeah, and hopefully I'll get there, you know. I've got these big goals and I've got to get these goals done. Yeah, just leave anything down in the comments. I'm happy to answer all your guys' comments. I usually do answer your comments. Yeah, I've had some awesome comments lately, which has been great. So yeah, just keep creating, keep doing what you're doing, and yeah, keep drawing. Hopefully you're creating something awesome. Yeah, and try and keep up with your schedule, whether you've got a full-time job or you don't. Schedules are important. Yeah, that's all I pretty much have time for today. We'll see you, keep drawing, see you in the next video. Have a good one. We'll just wait for this video to finish. Yeah, see you in the next video. Goodbye.